orchids that are only 1 centimeter long, the whitest beetle in the world. This is one of China's 5 major national parks. Wuyi National Park, the polishing of the wind and the sculpting of the water. This created his unique blend of wonder, danger, and beauty. The tea from the terraced fields made him famous. And in this leak at 27 degrees north latitude,
Maintain.
from the best-preserved subtropical open forests, going up and down a vertical road of 2 kilometers. It has extremely high species diversity. I never knew green could have so many layers. This is the refuge from the 4th season's glacial sanitation disturbances. It is also the work of researchers in discovering many new species. Ecological Catalog of Species. Let's explore together today. Temples in Wuyi Mountain. Originally, we decided to go to the Wuyi Missionary Center first. Learn about technical support. A monkey that wasn't afraid of people was spotted at the entrance. Look at his short tail. It should be a Tibetan polo ball monkey. As you can all tell, it's male. According to local public opinion, these wild monkeys. I will drink as much water as possible at 5 p.m. This one can be considered a scout. The water in the river is indeed clear. It is said that if the water is too clear, there will be no fish. But what about in ultra-clear water? There is often a very domineering creature. Hey, sure enough, there's one under this rock. Look at this guy, he's a tooth-eating larva. In some places, it's called a sandworm. Its appearance is very fierce. It can catch small fish and shrimp in the water. They usually stay under the rocks in the puddles, because it has very high requirements for water quality.
So,
only in such clear rivers. Only then can you see them. At the mission hall, there are many animal specimens from Wuyi, because there are many snakes here. Look, this king cobra is as thick as a piece of toilet paper. Therefore, there are also red serpent sculptures distributed here. Where is this black and white bird? I really like its name, Guan Yin dog. Fish dog is green. The meaning of bird. Kingfisher is a very large kingfisher. But what about seeing the actual product? It's still a size bigger than I expected. In the evening, there are even more small animals out and about. Even in the city, many small lives thrive. This black and white beetle, through the patterns below his neck, it can be seen that it is a coconut palm armor. I like to eat some dragon bones, rare snails, and the like. If I press his butt, he will then spray out all the liquid. We didn't see clearly and docked several more times.
wow, awesome, right?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You got the picture, huh? Ha ha ha. That's because his body mainly contains parabens and hydrogen peroxide, and the enzymes that break them down. What happens after spraying? This will generate the most basic quintillion and a high temperature of 100 degrees. It will cause a burning sensation when sprayed on your hands. What does rougher part refer to? It's still barely tolerable. In search of more insects, I used an arch lantern to light lanterns in the dark wilderness. The moon pierced through the rapidly surging cage. Many insects flew along the light path. Various types of flower shadows with gorgeous, upturned wings are sold.
You feel for me.
Hidden Ambition's mating speed is so fast that even cameras can't keep up. And every match is different. A wide variety of moths. The most beautiful are still the Ningbo Tailed Silkworm Goose. He had a bright green coat and a long, pink tail. This is like a fairy. When I was a child, I saw it on a peach tree. And then, I never saw him again back in my hometown. I never expected this. In this still slightly chilly season, 4 of them flew over at once. I'm so lucky. The lights also attracted various golden turtles. Each one can be described as extremely niche. What surprised me the most? It's this beetle with super white wings. It is very rare under normal circumstances. Calling the golden tortoise. It has 2 characteristics. One person is his lips. It is the opposite. His name comes from this.
Secondly is
His carapace was covered with a layer of white scales. People speculate that this is a disguise. It can help him lurk in the white fungus. These scales have a special structure. It can scatter light. This allows light to be preferentially conducted along horizontal lines. Therefore, it appears extremely white. Ultra-white materials we see in our daily lives. Many of these studies are conducted through reverse engineering of the scale. Sheet structure manufacturing. While driving on the road, I also noticed that there were a lot of butterflies along the way, especially in places near water. Swallowtail butterflies are easy to spot. This is called the emerald swallowtail butterfly. Its larvae feed on plants of the Spathicaceae family. 2 generations a year. The peak period of metamorphosis. In May, June, and August, September, respectively. Starting from late March, they survived the winter swarm of insects. It will begin to metamorphose. We encountered this female swallowtail butterfly. He was considered a pioneer among them. In the puddles at Sonley parking lot. It also attracted a large number of butterflies. The one with very green wings is a broadband blue swallowtail. Where is this big black butterfly? It is the eastern moya, main species of the broadband swallowtail. These two are swallowtail butterflies from over a year ago, although the names are similar. But what about the broadband swallowtail? It grew from the leaves of the Cypripedium family. And what about the broadband blue swallowtail? It grew from the leaves of the Zhangke tree. Why are these beautiful butterflies? Instead, they prefer to go to puddles by the roadside. As the saying goes, people cannot eat only rice. Butterflies can't just be nectar. Besides sugar, they also need to supplement amino acids and various minerals. And because of bankruptcy, such a large number of wings, the consumption of electrolytes is also significant. So they will be in various. CC is looking for salt to eat in foreign countries. When necessary, they also handle animal excrement, such as horse manure, for those that break easily. For butterflies, the water from these puddles is safer to purify. The soup is also thicker. Therefore, it is easier to attract them to gather. The plants in Wuyi Mountain are also quite amazing, because plants are my weak point. Therefore, the Nanping Municipal Internet Information Office. We invited Professor Li from Whitest to serve as a guide in botany. Let's take a look at this part of the Wuyi Mountains. What amazing plants might you encounter? This is the Guan Yin seated on a lotus in Fujian. It is a rare plant with a sac-like shell. Although this name seems quite strange, but it wasn't taken randomly. As a perennial extinct plant, Guan Yin sitting on a lotus can grow to be very tall. Whenever the tips of its old leaves fall off, leave a base, accumulated layer by layer, it forms in shape resembling a lotus pedestal. If you encounter this in the wild, don't pick it. They are all Class 2 protected plants in China. This is an unusual plant with strangely shaped leaves, called the Chinese Li Bai. It is a perennial extinct plant belonging to the genus Prunus of the family Prunaceae. This is a Chinese plum tree. You see, this branch of his is quite unique. Binary branch. You see, it's split off a little bit in the middle. He has regenerative abilities. After they're separated, the two fists are the same. Is it its inner diameter? This absolute inner diameter. But there's a node in the middle. There is also a production site. He can divide into 2 months and then divide again in the middle. This is how he grew. He's not very straightforward. You can see that his growth is very obvious. There is a growth. The growth point is also not very tender. His appearance alone is quite distinctive. The transformation speed is quite high. Unlike other horned creatures, he was not like Sikong, riding upwards from the base. Look. When you say these two have grown up, there's a point between these two, and it grows like this. A fluffy mirror. There is an infinitely long one online. This unusual plant is called Ziki. Its reproductive methods are quite interesting. Most common rare plants have it on the back of their leaves. Many sporangia grew. What do you think of this kind of rolled sheet? Sporangia spikes grew on the leaves. Our purple clover is different from other plants. He used the leaves as both fish food and nutrient solution. Look, this is his fish leaf. The top was covered with steamed buns. It has been so heavily worn down that the leaves are completely unrecognizable. This is also an attempt to explore different breeding methods for everyone. This is a 7-star lotus. Belongs to the family Coleaceae, the Coleaceae family. Look how interesting its little flower is, like a little butterfly, and its leaves are like this. It wasn't quiet either. Call the collective punishment retrial structure. The whole body has a certain degree of low toxicity. It has some toxicity. We often say that raising the risk is risky. He is actually not of the same kind. This is the front gate, foot-lifted door, and real dangerous door, composed of 3 different categories. In the video before, we'll show you. Most of them are just the risks within the insurance. This time, however, it's just an escalation within a larger risk. Look, this is black when squeezed out. What's inside is his reproductive organ. However, their reproduction is highly dependent on marrow. So most of the time, ground clamps all choose to reproduce asexually. This is a money pump. Previously, it was Tianen Shinka. It's not Tianen Shinka anymore. Jinkiampa now belongs to Changpu Wood. Changpu Kona became independent. It lives very much near water, just like that Karapu. And it smells very, very good. It has a very distinctive flowering feature. It smells so good. This fragrance is like that mosquito coil, or rather, the fragrance of incense. A stronger fragrance. It has a hint of grassy smell. The Tao is very strong anyway. It's something that anyone can tell just by smelling it. It smells absolutely wonderful. Golden Retriever is also a national second-class protected plant, based on its medicinal properties. Why is it called the Golden Retriever? Take a look at its roots. There are some hairs at the base of this root. This fur is extremely soft. It's not prickly at all. It's neither irritating nor irritating. What about the past? This person would use it as a hemostatic medicine. Very soft. Golden and red fur comparison. Golden Retriever tips. It is a species of Podocarpus macrophyllus and a plant of the bamboo cypress. Although it is a mule plant, but it is broad-leaved. The leaves, after being softened, have a distinct Fa6 or Fa7 scent. That tower-stealing move was really impressive. Call Han Xian Chow. It is a yellow-bellied rat belonging to the family Cinnamomum.
His name does indeed come from Han Xian.
It's the season when the Chinese tallow tree is in bloom. Their flower crocodile will close its shell when the seeds mature. What happens after all the seeds have been sown? Only a very hard lower lip remained. It can be used to clean ears. Therefore, it is also called ear-pick grass. On the cliffs of Wuyi Mountain, many unusual plants grow there. Look at this huge expanse of white on the cliff face. They are falling rocks. Therefore, holding the peach shell is a real thing. He has powerful parasitic roots. After entering the stone, it will spread rapidly, laying out vein-like patterns. His name comes from this. What is the shape of the flower? It looks like a windmill. Therefore, it is also called windmill flower. Our gaze falls on the shaded side of the cliff. There are many lichens and other ailments here. There is also a unique little plant. You might miss it if you're not careful, although it looks like lichen, but it is actually a type of orchid. It is called Zhu Guju Orchid. It is really, really small, only 1 centimeter. The living conditions for the little island blue are extremely harsh. It only grows on cliff faces, and it's this kind of thing. The system requires water to survive on the cliff face. He only has 1 leaf. The flowers are also very small. What we see here is actually his behind-the-scenes footage. Look closely, those tiny dots are his flowers. On the opposite cliff face, A type of plant with the opposite characteristics to orchids has emerged. Southeast Crassulaceae. They have thick, fleshy leaves, and the skin rich in chili peppers. It allows them to live on the arid cliffs.
And
It has a strong ability to absorb heavy technology. Actually, he and Zyashalen. The difference in silver is less than 10 meters. One has to sigh. This is the biodiversity of the upper Wuyi Mountains. It's just a small area. You can also discover species with huge differences.